So, we're doing videos about our characters now apparently. So, here's mine. I have 4 characters. 4. One is new. I'll start with them. I'll go through them in order of when I created them. Right. Start with Urjasz for cover. He is my oldest character in the sense that I made him first. He originally started off as a human character away from the Sins of Impunity website. He was sort of a hitman kind of character for a crime series my mate was writing. He wanted me to create some characters for him, so I created Urjasz. Having sort of Polish heritage myself, I decided to make a Polish character. I can't pronounce the places he came from. I'd have to look it up and see pronunciation and stuff. But yeah, I came to Sins and pretty much adapted the human one into what we now see. Now, he's started off as a freelance sort of hitman, bodyguard, kind of basically any kind of sort of general physical job. You know, you need strong men for strong men, yeah. Those kind of things. Following on now, he's sort of working mainly for one contractor who will be coming up in a moment. But he's, I don't know how to describe him. He's nasty with a purpose. He's not a good guy, but he's not the bad guy either. He doesn't kill people for, like, you know, because he doesn't care who he kills. If someone pays him to kill someone, he'll kill them. He's not very fussy about it. He's kind of psychotic. I mean, for example, he blowtorched someone's eyes out, so he's not the nicest of characters. But at the same time, he's working for a good character, if you get my drift. He's an anti-hero, if anything. A psychotic one. Throughout the plot, out of all my characters, he's not had bigger plots. He's been part of the bigger plots. He comes and goes. He's the one that causes the biggest problems. You know, he's just, well, he's feared because of his brutality. He's quite aggressive, but he's very angry about the new world and stuff, because he had it very hard as a human and his early life as an immortal, and he feels that others should also feel the same. However, this brings me to my second character, Zakhar, who's a Russian vampire. Now, Urjasz the Welf, if I didn't mention it. Yeah, Zakhar is a Russian vampire from the sort of Moscow area who works for the Gorchakov family, which is sort of a Russian family business, sort of mini immortal empire over in Russia, which is now trying to expand across the seas. And following the Cold War, he went to America, or during, actually, he went over during, to spy on the Americans, because he can read minds and stuff. And once the Cold War ended, they felt they might as well just expand that, and he's now settled and is the main host for all my characters now. He has a mansion on the outskirts of New York, in the country sort of rough area, and he's possibly one of my weakest characters in terms of strength, but he's the strongest in terms of morals and mind. He's never been human, but he values the human life more than any of the others. He envies what they have and wishes he had the same. Due to the family's organisation, he couldn't know who his parents were, who his child. I know he recently discovered that his child had died. I didn't know how to feel about it. You know, how do you miss something that you never had? Well, he did. He's had a relationship since the beginning of the site, which died out due to the member leaving, which fair enough. But he's not had it easy himself. And constantly, he wishes he was human, basically, and would go outside in the sun in a blanket to see the daytime, even for a few minutes before he burns, before he gets to the blanket and stuff. But yeah, he's basically the link between all my characters to keep them in one place. He's like sort of unlimited wealth kind of thing, so he's the power source, as it were. And then it comes to Daktari, who was created during a trial, or not a trial, it's a 2-week sort of special offer thing where you could have like characters up to like, what was it, up to 300, 400 or something. I forget how old he is. He was 300, 400 I think. I think he was 400. But he's a Nigerian were hyena, which is a new species brought in after wares were expanded from wolves into other species. He's had the biggest plot lines out of all of them, because he pretty much from the start turned a human character, Anastasia, it's quite a little girl, into a hyena also, and this caused quite a bit of problems because she was friends with a werewolf called Draven, who didn't take kindly to her being changed for whatever reasons. Daktari always felt he was jealous, but it could be different reasons, I wouldn't say. And basically he didn't like this and did everything in his power to keep Anastasia, which included even Daktari has the power to change completely into something else. He can change his arm into a shield to save himself, or he can look like someone else, and he used that ability to look like Draven and then shoot Anastasia, thus framing Draven. In the end, after 2 months of plot, which is, to be fair, quite a big plot, Anastasia eventually went for Daktari, even though out of the two he was clearly the bad guy. But because he's the sire and had things to offer, he was also the sensible choice, personally feeling. I reckon Draven's creator may differ. But yeah, he did everything to keep her. And then Anastasia mentioned she had a friend who also wished to be sort of an immortal girl called Kayla. Or Kyla, or Kayla. Oh, I'm going to call her Kayla. Kayla's a real person. Kyla is the... I'm just in my own world. So yeah, Kyla wanted to be an immortal as well, so Daktari turned her, thus having a second person. And then Daktari sort of went from that. Daktari is always sort of, he wanted fame and fortune and stuff, and kill innocent people, the whole works to get the fame. Used quite a few actual historical references and to put him as it. He was locked up in a cell for over a century and feels that he has to live life to the full now. So he does everything full force. He doesn't slow down. He can, full force into it. Boom, there he is. Quite aggressive and very, very protective of the 2 girls, because he feels that anyone that might come along and take them from him. Which brings me to a new character, Afanasii. Afanasii. Yeah, I think that is pronounced right. I'm still learning the name technically, because every time I learn making a character, I learn the name again. And he's also a Russian vampire, and he's actually the elder of the Gorchakov family. There's 5 of them, and he's the one that created it. But he's actually from a different faction to Zakhar. He's over here looking for Leonid, who's a rogue, sort of Gorchakov, and he's sort of a rival of Zakhar's boss, Kaya. Yeah, he's new. He's only been in one post so far. He's literally, like, in the last couple of weeks come about. He's stuck in the old world as it is. He believes that he's sort of basically he's sexist, homophobic, and a little bit racist. Not so much racist, because that at this day and age will probably get told off for writing something like that. But he was actually the man who had Daktari imprisoned for over a century, so that might bring a bit of clash together. But he's a mind reader as well, but he also has the ability to control fire, which brought about his old appearance. Because he's new, I'll go end it on there, because I might run out of time soon. So on that note, that's my characters, and I hope you come and check out the website to see them. Cool, see you on Sins.